mercy of Guru and Gauranga, 8 days of our Brahmana Parikrama have passed smoothly and successfully. And today all devotees visited many places, beginning with Raval. Raval is the Janmastali, or the birthplace of Srimati Radhika, who is Mahabhav Sarup, the embodiment of the highest strength. She was Vrishabhanu Maharaj. He went to the Jamuna very near to his house there, and he found a very beautiful baby upon 100-petal lotus, and brought her home and put her in the lap of Kirtidamaya. So Radhika appeared there, and Krishna, he appeared in Gokul. We have heard how Narad Rishi, after seeing Krishna's birth festival, he was wandering here and there, and gradually he came to Raul and had the darshan of Srimati Radhika. In some kalpas, in other days of Lord Brahma, then Radhika takes her birth in Varsana. But in this particular kalpa, Srimati Radhika appeared in Raval. But we see that Krishna, in every kalpa, he appears in the same place. Where? Gokul Mahavan. We never hear, it's not written in Shastra anywhere that Krishna has ever appeared in Nandagaon. But Radhika, she has appeared sometimes Varsana, sometimes in Raval. So in Shastra is stated, Kalpa Vedeshu Harikata Subhava. That in different kalpas, we see that pastimes are different, and therefore we hear different types of Harikatha. They're not contradictory, but they're describing different leelas in different ages. So afterwards, devotees, they went to Brahmanda Ghat. There we heard how Nanda Maharaj, he used to take Krishna and Balaram here when they were children to bathe in the Jamuna. And we heard how the boys, small cowherd boys, they were playing a trick on Krishna and saying, how can you be the son of Madhya Yashoda because you're so black and your brother is white? So Krishna was crying and went to and complained to his mother. And to pacify him, Madhya Yashoda took a vow in front of Lord Narayan, the Srila of Lord Narayan, that, oh, you have definitely come from my womb, you are certainly my son. And then Krishna was pacified. In this place, the boys, they went and complained to Madhya Yashoda that Krishna was eating soil. So Madhya Yashoda, she was annoyed, and she quickly came and demanded to look inside Krishna's mouth. And there she saw the entire universe, and she also saw herself there. So upon seeing this, she became bewildered and thought that her son may be haunted by a ghost or anything. So to protect him, she called the Brahmanas and performed Abhishek of Krishna with cow dung and cow urine. And then she was pacified. So then the devotees went to Gokul. In Gokul there are many pastime places. The Yamal Arjun Bhanjan Leela Stali, the place where Krishna delivered the Yamal Arjun trees. Nearby is Nandakup. Also the appearance place of Yogamaya, the place where Krishna liberated Shakatasur and Trinavarta, the place of Krishna and Balaram's Nam Sanskar, the place of Damodar Leela, Srila Sanatana Goswami's Bhajan Stali, the place where Krishna's Jata Karma was performed. Nearby Brahmanda Ghat there is a place Chintaharan Mahadev also. So in the house of Nanda Maharaj there are 84 huge pillars, and nearby are the houses of Nanda Maharaj's brothers such as Upananda, Abhinanda and others. Close by to that temple there are the deities of Rohini Maya and Vasudev Maharaj. Vasudev Maharaj also came to Gokul Mahavan, and he brought Krishna there and exchanged him for the girl who had taken birth from the womb of Madhya Yashoda. Then devotees, they went to Dauji. So many people think that Dauji is Baldev Prabhu's birthplace, but this is incorrect. Baldev Prabhu appeared in Gokul Mahavan, in the same place where Krishna appeared, but some days earlier, 15 days earlier. So Baldev, he is the Adisatri Deta of the forests on the eastern side of the Jamuna. There are 5 pradhan or prominent forests on the eastern side of the Jamuna: Badravan, Belvan, Bandirvan, Lohavan and Mahavan. And there are some upavans there also, such as Matvan. So, except for Bandirvan, where there is a prominence of Srimati Radhika and the Leela of Shringar Ras, in the other forests on that side of the Jamuna, Baldev Prabhu is the Adisati Devata of those places, and there's prominence of Krishna's cow grazing pastimes with his friends. So in Dauji, in this town, there is a deity of Baldev Prabhu. And this deity was established 5,000 years ago by the great grandson of Shri Krishna, that is Bajranab. So, also, in that temple, not openly, not next to Baldev Prabhu, but hidden in a corner, there is a deity of Revati. So sometimes in Braja Mandal you see deities of Baldev and Revati side by side. But this worship is not authentic, because Revati did not perform pastimes in Brajamandal with Balaram Prabhu. Balaram left Brajamandal before the time of his marriage. So if you worship Baldev with his Shakti Revati in Brajamandal, then it will be Rasavas. So Srila Gurudev commented that Bhajanab has established the temple of Dauji. Baldev is there, but Gurudev is of the opinion that Bhajanab would not have established Revati there and in the same temple because of Rasabas Dosh.
A question has come. As per the first slok of Manasiksha, Sujan should be considered Madhyam Bhagavat. However, what if their Sujan is Siddha in their bhajan sadhan? Are they still to be considered Madhyam? Don't it depend on the level of the bhajan one as that? Sujan. What is Sujan? चारों वैष्णव संप्रदायों और उनकी शाखाओं के.
Hearing yesterday's lecture, a question was posed to Srila Gurudev. We heard yesterday that Gostalesu Sujane Bhusuragane. One should give up all pride and have unprecedented attachment for Gostalesu. It means the residents of Braja, such as the associates of Radha and Krishna, and also those associates who come in this world with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and the followers of the associates of Mahaprabhu, such as Rupa Goswami and others. They are called the Param Bhagavata, Uttam Bhagavats. Then the Sujan refers to the Vaishnavas of other Sampradayas, the followers, the Ashrit Jan of Madhvacharya, Ramanujacharya, Nimbaditya and Vishnu Swami. They are to be considered Madhyam Bhagavat. So now the question comes, if a person in another Sampradaya has attained Siddhi, perfection, and they are fully realized, then why should they be considered Madhyam Bhagavata? Surely they are Uttam Adhikari, so they should be considered Uttam Bhagavata? This question may come. So in reply to this, Srila Gurudev explained that they may be Siddha in their own mood, and they may be residing in Braj, but they are not residing in Braj Swarupata. That means in their Swarup. By Swarup they are not residing in Braj. Physically in their body they are residing in Braja. But internally by their mood they cannot touch the Chinmaya Dham of Braj. Parakiya Bhava Jahe Brajate Prachar. There in Braja is Unnata Ujjvala Rasa. This is flowing everywhere in the Chinmaya Dham of Braja. So, Ramanujacharya, Nimbaditya and others, and those who are doing bhajan following them, they may be Siddha, they may be perfect, but they're Siddha, they're perfect in their own mood. They're not perfect in the mood of the transcendental Chinmay Braja. Therefore, they can never engage in the Unnat Ujjwala Upasana, the service of Radha and Krishna according to the actual mood of transcendental Braj, that is the Parakya Madhurya Rasa Bhakti. So, though they are perfect in their own mood, they don't have Brajabhav. So, in comparison to those who are called Gostalaeshu, that means one should have attachment for the residents of Goshta. In comparison to the real residents of Goshta, such as the associates of Radha and Krishna and our Goswamis, they have been considered Madhyam Bhagavat.
Any doubt more? हमारे यहाँ कुछ है? बोलो.
Dear Krishna is raising the question that actually those who are perfect in their own sampradaya, they are called Uttam Adhikari. This is true. So, if we will say that they are Madhyam Bhagavat, this is only a relative opinion from those who are situated in the sampradaya of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Gaudiya Sampradaya. This is their relative opinion. So, are they really the Madhyam Bhagavat or Uttam Bhagavat? So Gurudev replied by saying, what sampradaya are you in? So if you are in the follower of Rupa Goswami, then you have to see according to the vision of the followers of Rupa Goswami, and this is the correct vision.
Mana Shiksha.
So now Srila Gurudeva is explaining the second verse of Srila Raghunath Das Goswami's Mana Siksha according to the commentary of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. The second verse, Nadharmam Nadhamam Shrutikana Niruktam Kilakuru Rajay Radha Krishna Pachura Paricharyam Hiyatanu Sachisunam Nandiswarapati Satatve Gurubaram Mukunda Prestatve Smarapadam Ajasram Nanumana. Here, Srila Raghunath Das Goswami is saying, oh my dear mind, whatever is being described in the Shruti, in the Vedas, in regard to Dharma and Adharma, that means religious activities, pious activities, and on the other hand, impious or sinful activities. Don't do any of these things. Rather, one should accept that Radha and Krishna are the ultimate limit or ultimate conclusion of all the Vedas, and simply worship them. One should engage in abundant, intimate service to the lotus feet of Shri Shri Radha Krishna Yugal. And one should think that Sachinandan, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who has appeared in this world with the mood and complexion of Srimati Radhika, he is non-different from Nanda Nandan. He is Krishna himself. Keeping this in mind, one should worship Radha and Krishna. And also, one should always remember that Sri Gurudev is the most very dear associate of Sri Mukunda. So this is the general translation of the second verse of Mana Siksha. Now Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur in his Bhajan Darpana Digdashini Vritti, Bhajan Darpana commentary, is explaining the meaning of this verse. In the first verse of Mana Siksha, Srila Raghunath Das Goswami prayed to his mind, please completely give up all types of pride and do engage in one-pointed service to Sri Sri Radha Krishna Yugal. So, if someone will do this, then several doubts may come in one's mind. How is it possible to have one-pointed exclusive shelter and service to Radha and Krishna? Why? Because in this world, if you give up Nitya karma and Naimitic karma, that means daily and occasional duties which are prescribed in the Vedas, then how will you maintain your life? You cannot maintain your life even for a second without observing the duties which are given in the Shastra. And furthermore, if one will do one pointed service to the lotus feet of Radha and Krishna, then what about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? He has appeared in this age of Kali to distribute prem. If you will take shelter exclusively of Radha and Krishna, in what way should one accept Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Then, that's the second doubt. And then the third doubt is that if one is to engage all the time in the service of Radha and Krishna, then in what way should one render service to Guru or remember the lotus feet of Shri Guru? So, in order to give an answer to these three questions which automatically arise on the basis of the instruction given in the first verse, Srila Raghunath Das Goswami Pad has composed this second verse. So he's giving the answer. First of all,
in brief,
one should not perform the pious and impious activities mentioned in the Vedas. What does this mean? It means that in the scripture, some rules and regulations, what you should do and what you should not do, have been given. But for whom have they been given? There are two types of people. The first category is called the Agya, ignorant people. And the second category, they are called the Vigya, learned people, realized people. So for those of Agya, ignorance, they have no understanding actually of what is their Swarup. They will have to very carefully discriminate between pious and impious activities. Otherwise, they will go down and they will have to suffer. And if they'll follow the path of piety, they'll be gradually raised up to the platform of Sattva Gun and gradually develop some knowledge and discrimination. So the rules and regulations given in Shruti, it is for them. It is not for those who are Vigya. Vigya means those who are aware of their constitutional identity. So for them, they should simply engage constantly in the service of Radha and Krishna. So, this first line of the verse does not say that you should not perform any external duties in life, but rather one can perform them. But one should always do it internally meditating on the service of Radha and Krishna. One should never do anything for oneself, but rather performing one's duties without attachments and in a mood of service to Shri Krishna. One can accept the duties whereby one's life will be maintained. If one will not maintain one's life in an appropriate way, then one will not be able to do bhajan. So this first line does not forbid the performance of activities. Srila Gurudeva gave an example that it may be that one's parents may pass away, and then you have to offer oblations for your deceased forefathers. So you can do it, but you should do everything in a mood of service. For example, someone may go to Gaya to offer Pinda, but going there, then they want to have the darshan of the footprints of Gadada Pandits, and in this... Yeah?
No. Gadad, Bhagavan Gadad.
Gadada Padma. Gadada Padma. There is a Padodak Tirtha in Gaya, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Also they can go to Ishar Puripad and Madhavanpur Bhajan Sthal.
So, in this way, it appears that they're doing karmas, but actually everything they're doing with a meditation connected with the ultimate goal of their life. So this is the answer to the first question. Then the second question, Satisunam Nandishwara Patisasattvai Guru Baram. If one will engage in exclusive service to Radha and Krishna, then in what way is he to accept Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? So one idea may be there, and that is that anyway, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is no different from Radha and Krishna. So if I just worship Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then one has automatically worshipped Radha and Krishna. This idea may come. Otherwise another idea may come. Anyway, Mahaprabhu is Radha and Krishna, so I'll worship Radha and Krishna, and perhaps I should separately do worship of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So in answer to this, Srila Raghunath Das Goswami said, Sachisunam Nandishwarapati Sutatve Guru Baram. One should accept Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as one's bhajan shiksha guru, in the form of a guru. So, the appropriate worship of guru is what? To follow his instructions. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he said, Braja Radha Krishna Seva Manasa Karibe. He said, chant the names of Krishna, worship Radha and Krishna. So, the worship of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, how? By following his instructions. This is best worship of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Otherwise, one may worship Mahaprabhu, but how? Without Bhed Bhav. That means one should not see any difference whatsoever between Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Radha and Krishna. And when one's service to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu becomes mature, then he will reveal his Swarup as Radha and Krishna, and one will be engaged exclusively in their service. This has been described by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur in his Navadip Dham Mahatmya. So the final line of this verse is remaining. Srila Gurudeva will explain that now. Gurudeva Krishna, in what way is one to accept Sri Guru? So here, Mukunda Prastatvaismara Parama Jasam Narumana. Always remember that Gurudev is very, very dear associate of Mukunda. Mukunda means Sri Krishna, who gives one liberation from this world. So, therefore, in the pranam mantras to our Guru Varga we say, Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale. Who is Guru? He is Krishna Prashta, a very dear associate of Sri Krishna. So, it's very important that the disciple should always maintain the conception that my Guru is Nitya Parikar, an eternal associate of Radha and Krishna. And what kind of eternal associate? He is, or the Priya Sakhi, a very near and dear maidservant of Srimati Radhika. So at the time of serving Radha and Krishna, disciple should always keep this conception in his mind. So, although in Shastra it is stated, in Srimad Bhagavatam, Acharya Mam Vijaniyat, Krishna said, you should know that the Acharya is my very self. So this does not mean that Guru is Bhagavan. So, many people, there are many movements today where they say, Guru is Bhagavan. If you have worshipped the Guru, then you have worshipped Bhagavan, because Guru is Bhagavan. Guru is Paramatma. So this is a great offense, to worship Guru thinking that he's God. On the other hand, there are many people who directly worship Krishna and they don't accept the Guru and they don't give respect to Guru. So Gurudeva explains, this is also offensive. So those who think that Guru is God, or those who neglect Guru, both of them are actually Gnostic. They're atheists. They do not accept the Vedic conclusion. So what is the conception of Guru? Sakshad haritvaina samasta shastre ukta sathaba vyata eva sadvihi kintu prabhoya pri evatasya vande guru sri charanaravindam. Guru has all the qualities and should be respected as one gives respect to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And the reason this respect is given to him is because Kintu Prabhoya Priya, he is extremely dear associate of Sri Krishna. In this mood, one should worship Sri Guru. One should accept this conception of Sri Guru. So in Hari Bhakti Vilas, there's a verse there, Pratamantu Gurum Pujam Tatastadadma Marchanam. Krishna himself said, first you should worship Guru, and after that you should worship me. If you will follow this process, then definitely you'll attain perfection. And if you neglect this, then all your worship is fruitless. It will not give any results. So first of all, one should remember lotus feet of Guru and worship Guru, and then serve Radha and Krishna under his guidance. There's another verse in the Jayadakhyan Samhita. There is stated, Shoshayati Ravina Poshayati. That there's a lotus flower. And when the sun shines, it causes the lotus flower to blossom. as long as the lotus flower is situated in the water. But if you take the lotus flower out of the water, then the rays of the sun will not cause the lotus flower to blossom, but rather they cause the lotus flower to dry up and wither away and become destroyed. So in this analogy, the lotus flower is the living entity, and the rays of the sun, that is Krishna's mercy, and the water, that is Guru. In other words, if one is in the shelter of Guru, then Krishna, his mercy will cause one to blossom. But if one has not taken shelter of Guru, and he will try to approach Krishna, oh, then he must be ruined. Tomorrow we'll go to Akrura Ghat. There Krishna, he came with the Brijvasis, and they took bath in Jamuna, and Krishna gave them a darshan of his transcendental abode, rich Golok. Golok is the Vaibhav of Gokul. There is a mood of opulence. So the Brijvasis, seeing this abode, they were not satisfied. They became disturbed, and then again they went under the water, and Krishna brought them back to Gokul. So in this place also, Akrura, he took bath and had darshan of Krishna and Balaram in the form of Narayan and Anantadev in the water of Jamuna. And also we go to one place nearby that is called Batrol. Batrol is a place where the wives of the Yagic Brahmanas, they came and brought many preparations to offer to Krishna. Especially they brought some rice mixed together with yogurt. This is very nice. Krishna likes this so much. He's not so interested in roti because it's dry. So he likes rice mixed together with yogurt. This has also been mentioned in Bhagavatam. No midjite brabhapase tadidambaraya gunjavatang samparas pichala sanmukaya. And Vishanavetram is Krishna is carrying rice and yogurt in his left hand when Lord Brahma saw him. So at that time the wives of the Brahmanas, they would make so many preparations they were supposed to give to their husbands who were performing sacrifice. But they took everything and they offered to Krishna and Balaram, and they saw how beautiful Krishna was there, as described in Srimad Bhagavatam, Shamam Hiranya Paridim Vanamalya Baha, in these verses. So tomorrow, anywhere? So then after having darshan of those places, all devotees will return and have darshan and hear the glories of these places from Srila Gurudeva in the evening.
Also, kal yahin par class hoga. In morning there will be class here, and after class we will go to Bhatrao. Yes, breakfast not here. Oh, Jagyapatni has arranged everything, and they were waiting for you.
Gurudev said that Bhatro comes from the word Bhat. Bhat means rice. So from this preparation of rice mixed with yogurt, the name has come Bhatro. Hare Krishna, Now Srila Gurudeva is explaining the 5th verse of Sri Damodarastakam. Idam te mukambojam abhyakta nilay, etc. In this verse, Sri Satak Rishi is praying, Hey Dev, Your face has very beautiful dark complexion, and it is surrounded by your soft curling locks of black hair which are tinged with red. And your face is beautified by your lips, which appear to be red and soft like bimba fruits. May that face of yours, which is kissed again and again by Mother Yasoda, be manifest within my heart always. I have no need of any other benediction. This is the general meaning of the verse. Now the explanation of Srila Sanatana Goswami Pad. When one remembers the Shri Vigraha of Shri Krishna, then the face of Shri Krishna is prominent. So Satyavat Rishi is saying, oh, when will your beautiful face manifest in my heart at the time of meditation? Here Krishna's face is compared to a lotus flower, because his face is blossoming and it is Paramananda, full of joy, and Rasamai, full of rasa. And just as a bumblebee, many bumblebees, they surround a lotus flower, so his locks of hair surround his face. Here the word Gopya refers to Mother Yashoda, or alternatively, it may suggest that Srimati Radharani is repeatedly kissing the face of Sri Krishna. So in this verse, the lips of Sri Krishna have been compared to bimba fruit. If a bimba fruit is already ripened, then it becomes very soft. So soft if you touch it will break. So Krishna's lips, they appear to be so soft and reddish. So then, in the next verse, Sri Satyavat Rishi prays, Namo Deva Damodar Ananta Vishnu Prasida Prabodhuka Jalabdi Magnam. So he said, Namo means, I offer my obeisances to you. Deva. Dev means, your qualification is that you have a brilliantly radiant transcendental form. Damodar. By uttering the name Damodar, Satyavat Rishi is remembering how Krishna has the quality of Bhakta Vatsalya. That means he is extremely merciful and conquered by the love of his devotees. Namo Deva Damodar Ananta. Ananta means you are possessed of unlimited, inconceivable powers. Ananta Vishnu. Oh, Vishnu means you are my Ishvara. You are my master. So please be satisfied with me. I am suffering. So kindly shower your mercy upon this wretched person. What mercy do you want? I want the mercy by which you will appear before my very eyes. So, as Satyavat Rishi was offering his prayers, first he was praying to see Krishna in his heart at the time of meditation. But now his mood has intensified and he's praying to have direct darshan of Shri Krishna. Therefore, if one wants to get the direct darshan of Shri Krishna, there's only one method to attain it. That is Nam Sankirtanam. So that is indicated in this verse. In the very verse in which he's praying for direct darshan of Krishna, he's doing Nam Sankirtanam by calling out the names. Hey Dev, Hey Damodar, Hey Ananta, Hey Vishnu, Hey Prabhu. So in this verse, he says Nama. So he should say Tubhyam Namaha. But this word Tubhyam, unto you, has been dropped. So Srila Sanatana Goswami Pad suggests that he has dropped this word because of he's giving three reasons. One is a fear. One is out of fear. One is due to respect. And another reason due to prem udrek, the intensity of his love. So here he said, Juka Jalabdi Magnam. Magnam means I am immersed in Jalabdi, the ocean of what? Dukh. So the ocean of Dukh, the ocean of suffering, can have two meanings. One meaning is the ocean of birth and death in this world. And the other meaning of of suffering is, I am suffering because I am bereft of your darshan. So here he said, I am very fallen and wretched, atidhin. I am completely destitute. So here, what does it mean to be wretched? One meaning is, I am sadhu sangha vihin, devoid of the association of pure devotees. If someone in this world is undergoing many difficulties and many calamities, but they have sadhu sangha, then their life is perfectly auspicious. But if a person is prosperous in this world but bereft of sadhu sangha, then his life is completely inauspicious. So, in this very humble mood, Satyavat Rishi is praying, O Krishna, be pleased with me and sprinkle your mercy upon me.
Jai Jai Radha Ramana
तदभक्ताय हम बड़े सौभाग्यवान हैं। The place here of God, fire sacrifices for God, and Yagyapatni will wear here in this village Nampatra. Walbal went to Krishna Brahmins and asked something, that Krishna and Baldev are hungry, you should eat something. But they don't reply. And then they came to Yagyapatni, and when they heard Krishna and Baldev are nearer and very hungry, they took all their preparation and came to Krishna. The were unlimited. But when Yagyapatni gave them all the preparation, it was not sufficient for thousands and lakhs of cow. But Krishna, when began to distribute himself, each became unlimited. So this place is very sacred and you are very fortunate to come here.
Om Jnana-Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur-Unnamitam Dena Tasmai Shri Gurudeva Vanchakalpatarubhishya Kripa Sindhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo. So by mercy of Shri Guru and Gauranga, we've come to Akrura Ghat. So Srila Gurudeva has already explained Brahma Raj. So this place, Brahma Raj, that this is one lake in Yamuna. It's explained in the Srimad Bhagavatam that Akrura, he had been sent by Kamsa to come to Vrindavan and bring Krishna and Balaram back to Mathura. When Akrura was coming into Vrindavan, he was meditating how sweet it would be to come in contact with his two lords, and how he would offer his obeisances to them, and Krishna would embrace him, and Baladev would personally take him into the home. When finally he got to Nandagaon, and all that he had been meditating upon, it came to pass. Then he explained to Baladev and Krishna, he said, you should know that Vasudeva and Devaki, that they're within the prison of Kamsa, and he's performed so many atrocities that at any moment he might even kill them. That immediately you should go and you should save Vasudeva and Devaki. Under the pretext of going for a festival, Krishna, he convinced Nanda Baba that all the cowherd men, boys, that they should go to Mathura, and there they should take part in the festival of Kamsa. So, in brief, they arrived at this place. They arrived at this place. Here, they came to Yamuna, and then Akrura, he stopped the chariot, and he took the chariot to the side under the shade of a tree, and then he came and he went into the Yamuna to perform his anik. At that time, when he went into the water, then he got the darshan of Krishna Baladev, but with four-armed form. He was thinking, how is this possible? That I've just left them on the chariot, and now that I'm performing my anik, that they're here. So he came out into Yamuna, and he went to the chariot, and he saw that Krishna and Baladev, that they were still there. And then he went back into Yamuna, and the second time he went and dipped in, then he saw Ananta Shesh with so many hoods. And on Ananta Shesh, he saw the Supreme Lord laying on the body of Ananta Shesh. He became so overwhelmed. And there, again he came out, and then he saw Krishna and Baladev. And Krishna asked, why is it that you're looking so astonished? It seems that you've seen something very wonderful. And then Apura, he said, oh, having seen you, there's nothing more wonderful to be seen. Because all wonderful activities, they're only manifestations coming from you. So, as has already been explained, that at this place, when Krishna and Balaram, they reached here, then when Apura carried on to Mathura, then Krishna and Baladev, in their Vrindavan forms, they returned back to Vrindavan. They stated, Vrindavanam Prijitya Padam Ekam Digachami. That Krishna, he never takes one step out of Vrindavan. So Yashodanandan Krishna, he returned back to Vrindavan. And Madhurash Krishna, then he went on to Mathura with Baladev and Akura. Also, as I explained that at this point, that Rohini Nandan Baladev, he went back also. He went back to Vrindavan. And that, because Krishna in Vrindavan, he has his first expansion, Baladev. So, the expansion of Rohini Baladev, he went to Mathura. And the original Baladev, he came back to Vrindavan. So, Krishna and Vrindavan, from Vrindavan, they went back to Vrindavan, and the expansions went to Mathura. So, also, Gurudev has explained that at this place, during Ekadashi, in the night time, going into Dwadashi, then Nanda Maharaj, he came and he took bath in Yamuna. But because it was night time, and one of the assistants of Varuna, he considered it to be inauspicious, then he took Nanda Baba and he took him to the kingdom of Varuna. Immediately, those men who had gone with Nanda Baba, they were crying, Krishna, Krishna, oh help, Krishna help. Krishna, who had been laying in his bed, immediately he came to this place and he went into the Yamuna, and then he went to the kingdom of Varuna, Varuna Dev. There, Varuna Dev, he worshipped him very opulently. Nanda Baba was amazed to see that how is it that my little son, that he's been worshipped by Varuna, and then he could understand that my son, he's not just my darling little boy, but he's actually that Supreme Personality of Godhead. After, when he went back and he told the Brijvasis, they were also speaking that we've heard that Krishna, that he's just like Narayan. But now we're hearing that he's not just like Narayan, but actually he is Narayan. So Krishna asked, what benedictions would you like? At that time, some asked that we would like to see that same form that you showed to Nanda Baba. We would like to see the same thing. And then in this spot, then Krishna, he took them into the Yamuna, and then they were able to see his Vaikuntha planets. So, here, in this pastime, we can see that though the Brijvasis, they never think that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But in this instance, they were understanding that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And though seeing Him in that state, but still their mood of intimacy, it was never shrunk at all. But rather, their appreciation of Krishna's original form, it increased. On the other side, when Arjuna, he saw Krishna, and he could understand that Krishna is that Supreme Lord, immediately he knelt down and he offered so many prayers that I've acted in such an intimate way with you, and in this way I've made so many offenses, and in this way he offered so many prayers. But the Brijbasis, their mood towards Krishna is never ever affected. Also, it's explained that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that when he came to Vrindavan, that he would also come to this place of Puragat, and he would spend the night here. And then in the morning, dawn time, then he would go to Imlitala, and there, absorbed in the mood of Krishna, or absorb himself in the mood of Srimati Radhika, that he would engage in chanting the holy names throughout the day. Nitai Gaur Premanand.
Heard about the pastimes of this place, Brahmahrad, and there is another place nearby called Bhatro. We will go there. At that place was the pastime where Krishna had received the offerings of the Brahmanis, the wives of the sacrificial Brahmanas. So in brief, we're telling this pastime. When the cowherd boys came to this area here, somehow or other, the lunches which were usually sent to them by their mothers had not arrived, had gone to a different place. So the cowherd boys told to Krishna, "Oh Krishna, you are so expert in killing so many demons, but we have one demon within our stomach, and it is giving us so much pain and so much difficulty, so much hunger we have. So please help us cure this problem." And then Krishna told them, he said, "You should go nearby to this place, because very near to here, there are some sacrificial brahmanas who are performing sacrifices. And there are so many preparations that they have prepared for this sacrifice. So, in the name of my Balaramji, and also in my name, you should go there, and you should beg from them on my behalf that they should deliver to you these foodstuffs." So then, the cowherd boys very happily went to the place where the Yajnik Brahmanas were performing their yajnas. They were very much absorbed in doing all the sacrifices, in preparing the yajna arena, and they were about to begin their yajna. So when the cowherd boys came, they informed the Brahmanas, "Oh, we are coming on behalf of Krishna and Balaram, who are very near to here, and we are requesting that you will please kindly give us the foodstuffs that you are preparing for the sacrifice. We are very hungry, so please deliver this to us, and we will bring this to Krishna and Balaram." But the Brahmanas, they ignored them. They did not even answer yes or no. They just simply continued on with their sacrifice, so absorbed. So then the cowherd boys returned back to Krishna, and they explained what had happened. And then Krishna smiled, and he said, "Yes, this is the nature of going for begging. Sometimes you will be successful and you will receive something. Sometimes you will not get anything. So this is the nature of these kind of persons. They are not interested in the ultimate goal of life. They are very absorbed in the external rituals. So, but you should again return to that area, and you should not approach the Brahmanas, but you should approach their wives. Because their wives are very great devotees. And they have prepared so many nice preparations, and if you go there, surely they will be very enthusiastic to deliver these foodstuffs to you." So then the cowherd boys again, they went there to where the Brahmanis were, and they approached the Brahmanis, and they informed them, "Yes, Krishna and Balaram have sent us, and they are nearby to this place, and they are waiting for us to bring these foodstuffs. And the Brahmanes, they became very overwhelmed with joy and enthusiastic. They had cultivated the process of hearing and chanting and remembering Krishna and His name, form, qualities, and pastimes. And they had not yet seen Krishna with their own eyes. So now this opportunity came that they could go and they could not only have the darshan of Krishna, but they could also render service to Krishna by bringing these sacrificial offerings. So then, very enthusiastically, they gathered together all of these offerings, which were very luxurious grains and preparations made from ghee and very tasteful preparations. And then they began to go very quickly, moving into the forest. And their husbands were also very much averse to this, but they ignored everyone and everything, and they simply ran into the forest carrying these offerings in their hands. And when they were led to that place where Krishna and Balaram were, they came upon the scene where Krishna was standing and moving along in the forest, very beautifully and very attractive, with his cowherd boyfriends near to him. And when they saw this sight of Krishna, this darshan of Krishna, he entered within their heart through their eyes. And then they observed the scene and they said, Shyamam hiranya paridim vanamalya barha Datu pravala natadesha manu vratanse vinyasta hastam itarina tunana mamjam karanot palala katapola mukhabja hasam. It was described so beautifully how Krishna was looking. He had very beautiful lotus flower in his hands, twirling a lotus flower with a beautiful smile on his lotus face, his locks of curling hair coming down on his cheeks. He was dressed in very beautiful garments, so brightly shining golden garments, and his color, shyam colored, like a very beautiful blue rain cloud, and decorated with a vanamalya forest garland with sprigs of forest flowers and so many beautiful decorations. And when they saw Krishna in this attractive way, he entered within their hearts, and they embraced him deeply within their hearts. And now they truly felt like they had achieved the goal of their life. But Krishna, smiling at them, he inquired from them, how can I benefit you, and how can I serve you, that you have come all this way rejecting your husband? And then the Brahmanes, they told that we want to stay here with you. We want to always serve your lotus feet, and we want to constantly have you within our heart. But Krishna informed them that actually you should follow the rituals of the Vedas. You are married to the wives of the Brahmanas, and it will suit your reputation and also my reputation. So you should return there to your husbands. And the Brahmanes, they followed this instruction of Krishna, although they wanted to stay with Krishna. But they followed this instruction and they went back. Even though they were reluctant because they thought that their husbands had now rejected them and they had no place to go back to. And they told Krishna like this. But he said, no, when you go back, then everything will be all right. And they will accept you back. And their whole mood will be changed. So when the Brahmanes returned back to their home, and all the sacrificial brahmanas saw them, now there was a change of heart within them. They began to understand and realize that they had made a very grave mistake, not properly understanding who is Krishna and who is Balaram, that they are actually the supreme Param Brahma themselves, who have descended on this earth and are masquerading as human beings and performing pastimes just like little cowherd boys. But they understood that their wives were so fortunate. Their Brahmani wives were vastly more fortunate than themselves, because they understood who was Krishna and Balaram, and they gave up all the formal rituals of Vedic society to run to them. So they began to condemn themselves. Spy on us, spy on us. All of our Vedic learning, all of our sacrificial performances, all of our so-called rituals of Vedic knowledge, all of our twice-born activities, these are all useless because we could not recognize the Supreme Lord when He Himself came like this. So in this way, this glorious pastime of the wives of the Brahmanes who perform sacrifices, now they achieved the goal of their life, that they were able to serve the lotus feet of Krishna and Balaram. And there is a very important purport in here to understand that these Brahmanes they were, if we compare them to the behavior of the Braja Gopis, because the same thing, when the Braja Gopis had heard Krishna's flute call, to call them to the place of Vamshivat and to dance Ras Leela, at first Krishna was also telling them to return to their homes. But the Braja Gopis, although they heard Krishna's discussion and arguments, they themselves defeated all of his arguments, and they did not return home. But these Brahmanis, they returned home, and therefore they had some identification with their society and family. So in the future, the acharyas have explained that in the future they would have a greater opportunity to get the association of the Braja Gopis and to understand their relationship with Krishna, because only by following in the footsteps of the Braja Gopis, only by having the identification of a Gopi and understanding that Krishna is a Gopa, only by this can one enter within Krishna's cowherd pastimes within the forests of Braja Vrindavan. So the wives of the Brahmanis, they attained their perfection, and in future life, then they would, by performing bhajan and getting the association of the Braja Gopis, then they would one day be able to attain the service of the lotus feet of Krishna in the mood of Gopi Bhav. So we bow down at the dust of this auspicious place in Braja, and we pray that one day our hearts will also be attracted to Krishna in the same way, and that we may follow in the footsteps of the Braja Gopis of Vrindavan. Vancha kalpatarubhasya kripa sindhudeva jagatitanam bhavati Om.
Jai, आपको तपस्या कर रहे हैं.
And Krishna and Jyoti Sai.
Radha Krishna.
Krishna